statement on today's win.
Well, it means the world. It's so hard when you get in these moments because you can sometimes want something too badly. And I think you saw some of that late in the first half. Just guys trying so hard, and it just kind of wasn't us. But these guys have invested in relationships and each other. They get so much energy from being around the group. There's a few times in your life when you're a part of something and it's just different and you don't want it to end. So we knew coming in here tonight, this wasn't the mission. You know, the mission is tomorrow. We got something to complete, but this was a goal. And so these guys stepped up once again and took on a really good basketball team and did it together. You know, going through that first half right now, life is all about responding, and so is basketball, and so is athletics. And we've just been getting tougher over the last 3 weeks. And you can't win tonight. You can't play that well in the second half. You can't do those things and just be a dominant basketball team like we were in the second half without mental toughness. So we're happy. We're not done. We got a lot of respect for what's going to take place tomorrow. We got a lot of work to do before we get to that moment. But and I've told these guys, don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do something. Ever. And athletics is an opportunity to show that. Nobody believed in them. You know, 100 days ago, I asked these other guys the other day to close their eyes, and where were you a year ago? What were you thinking? What were people saying to you? How are you feeling? And I know what I was feeling. I know what people were saying to me. Now, a lot of times when people think things are falling apart, my faith sometimes strengthens me and gives me energy. Saying, you know what? Maybe things are just falling into place. And I needed these guys. I don't know if they know I don't know how much they need me, because they're already good people. They've been raised the right way. They excel in school. We had 12 guys over at 3.0. They're good basketball players, or we wouldn't try to convince them to come. But I identify with these guys. It's nothing for me to come in to the office and see 5 or 6 guys in the gym shooting ball. I dig that. You can't just get better during practice. You got to put in the extra stuff. 3 weeks ago, Diante got knocked out, and I think he knows this. If he doesn't, I'm sure these guys will tell him, but he's the heartbeat of our team. Those guys did not want to leave. They wanted to go straight to the hospital, the emergency room. I had to try to convince them they're not letting you in. We'll be lucky to get one person in there. And then when they found out that he was going to be okay, such a relief. And then it was just getting back to business of trying to see if our basketball team couldn't get better. When Diante looked like he's going to have a chance to play, I asked him, and I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this, but I said, why do you want to get back, man? And he gave me a couple of reasons, and he said, but Coach, more than anything else, I just love how we play well together. And I think that's what you saw in the second half. We just played well together. Brett Thompson had a tough first half, showed up. It was tough sledding. I don't know how many fouls he drew. The man drew 10 fouls in the game. I don't know if anybody knows what that's like. He drew 10 fouls. That's a lot of contact. He has absolutely no regard for his body. It's like a car crash all the time with him. You have to admire his toughness and resilience. And Jaylen just looked like a first-team All-League player who was not going to be denied. So I'm not sitting here praising these guys. I'm not patting them on the back too much. I just think people need to know how how I feel about these guys and what's going on, and it gets a little emotional for me. They may have noticed that today when we had our little shoot around, but we are so blessed by the opportunity tomorrow, and we want to do. We're going to get focused, and we'll have no excuses.
Question for Jaylen. This is your third OVC championship game in 3 years now. You won one, you lost one, you get to play tomorrow. You have this new set of guys. What does that mean to you, the experience? What can you bring to this team, having been to this game?
I can bring leadership and experience to the team, and yeah.
And do you have word for them? Will you have word for them?
Yeah, just go out there and just be confident and play our game the right way, how we know how to, and play together, and just most importantly, just have fun. So, yeah.
Diante, much as you wanted to contribute today, you sat with foul trouble, and you coaches had to juggle post players, and they spent much of the game juggling. How good did it feel to be able to get onto the floor at the end of the game and realize those guys filled in for you before you could get back? They did a good job.
I just had to, stay patient, stay ready, be smart when I went back out there. With him making the rotations, I think everybody, did what they supposed to do coming into the game. So, like I said, I just had to stay ready and come in and play smart.
Diante, you've been around this program for a while. What was it like being able to come back and help lead this team to a championship appearance?
Just like with it being a whole new team, and with us being here last year, I kind of just know like what it takes. And last year we didn't advance, so just being with this group of guys, it's like I just gotta have a lot of leadership and be able to use my voice, not only on the court but off the court, to help succeed and get to where we want to get to.
Like Coach alluded to, a tumultuous last few weeks. What did it mean to put that uniform on tonight?
It meant a lot. Like Coach said, he asked me like why, and my why was like I love playing with this group. Like I've been on, like this is my third school. I've been on different teams. Like this is by far like the best group I've been with because we stick together. Like we off the court, like it's all laugh. Like we play around. Like it's like we're real brothers. Like a lot of people say brothers, family. Like we really mean that, and the brotherhood here is like amazing. So.
BT, a tough first half for you, but second half 19 points. What were you seeing in the second half?
The ball going in. Feel me? But my guys are just telling me to keep going, and I mean, I've been putting in work since the summer, so you feel me? This ain't nothing new. This what I do, and when I'm helping my team, we at our best. So we just got to keep it going tomorrow.
And of course, Jaylen, you had a lot of success over the years. Now you're ready to try to bring that success here. What does it mean to make that championship game tomorrow?
It means everything. We didn't. When I was at Moorhead last year, we failed to Murray, so this is a brand new opportunity for me, and I feel like we got it. So.
Last time you guys played, Stewart had 32 points. Tonight you held him to 3 for 17 shooting. What did you do for those two things, to improve the rebounding, to dominate rebounding, and to slow down the speed?
Well, we have more players on hand, first of all, for this game than we did the last one. Remember, we were down 4 guys. We lost Tay. Eric had gone down with a knee injury, and I believe we had 2 guys out with sickness. So, and that was also a Thursday, Saturday. So there was probably a little bit of fatigue in there, and make no mistake about it, they are good. They are good. They wore us out on senior day. Stewart put on as good a shooting performance as anybody we've ever seen. And it wasn't like we weren't near him. We were. Sometimes it happens in athletics. I told the guys, sometimes you get your butt kicked in. Better get used to it because it's probably going to happen in life. And you better be able to be a role model for your kids or the company that you lead. And your wife's not going to want to be around you if you're always going to come home pouting. So that happens. And that's one of the great things about athletics is it teaches us lessons. So at that moment, with the disappointment of losing on senior day and having 4 guys out, down to 8 scholarship guys. One of them was Rambo, who has shown his own perseverance and sticking with it, and got back in the mix at Southern Indiana and at Eastern Illinois. When it got its hardest, once again, these guys stood up. Nobody thought we would go on the road and win those 2 games and secure a number 2 seed. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about toughness. That's character, and man, it's just, these guys push us. They push us to be prepared because they try to do everything we tell them to do. And when you get yourself into a unique situation like that, it puts a tremendous amount of pressure on you as a coach. I got to study. I got to learn. I got to humble myself. I've got to learn, grow, and get better. So when the moment comes and they need me, I'll be ready. And I think that sometimes it always goes unnoticed a little bit. Obviously, being the guy that ultimately has to make some decisions and, answer all the hard questions. Make no mistake about what Andrew Steele, Blake Gray, Alex Fain, Steph King, and Michael Olio, those guys put in all kinds of work. And they have relationships with these guys as well. So just really proud of the organization, of how we're going and how we're building this thing. And I just want these guys to represent themselves, their families, our university, and this league in the right way. And that happens all the time when we go on the road and people compliment our guys. So we just got to stay with it. Again, this is great, but the entire mission has not been completed. There is work to do, and we know that. We know that. This is an experienced group of guys. They're hungry. They're passionate. They have internal motivation. It's not like I got to come and give some rah-rah speech every day or go crazy to motivate them. That's not the way it is. So I really appreciate the assistant coaches identifying guys that the head coach can deal with. I'm all in on these guys. So I'm just looking forward to getting back here, getting showered up. Let's get to work on SEMO for the 3rd time. I'm glad we're not playing the midnight game again tomorrow, so we'll get a chance to get in here a little bit early, right?
Yep.
Right. So, but just excited about our opportunity. It's a great opportunity for us tomorrow.
I just want to say something.